On the news at 7, Transmission Company of Nigeria assures of power supply in spite of gas constraints. Wives of senators give scholarship to students at the University of Abuja. And Director General Nigerian Television Authority pays visit to Foreign Affairs Ministry, appeals for NTA's presence worldwide. A very good evening and thanks for joining us on the news at 7 p.m. on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. I am Miriam Abubakar Kana. The Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, says the new conditions introduced as prerequisites for obtaining or renewing international passports are to curb the acquisition of Nigerian passports by non-citizens. In a statement by his media aide, the minister acknowledges challenges faced by new passport applicants and assures of an enhanced process in the coming weeks. The new conditions, including the provision of citizenship certificate, date of birth, and national identification number, he adds, have become critical in verifying applicants' true citizenship and is working effectively, with only 4% hiccups contrary to reports. Tunji-Ojo explains that while working towards contactless biometrics in passport renewal, the increase in cost of the 5-year passport to 35,000 naira was agreed to, taking a cue from the cost of 10-year passport, which has been 70,000 all along. Meanwhile, Minister of Federal Capital Territory Nyesom Wike has directed the area council chairman to set up vigilance groups and ensure immediate profiling of the members. The minister gave this directive during the security meeting with members of the FCT Council of Chiefs and Area Council Chairman in Abuja. Onoze Yakobo reports.
The mandate to set up vigilance groups and ensure their profiling is to complement the duties of the conventional security agencies with a view to curbing criminality in the territory. FCT Minister Nyesom Wike says the administration will continue to partner the traditional institution in ensuring foolproof security in the nation's capital.
We have instructed all the area councils to set up vigilantes, and we hope and believe that those vigilantes will not be the ones perpetrating the crime. Therefore, they must be profiled to know who are these people. Do we know them? Are they from our communities? So we don't go and say we want to solve problems while we are causing problems for ourselves. So
the minister also reveals his administration's plan to roll out buses in order to reduce cases of one chance.
Very soon, we are going to roll out our buses, which will be painted in Abuja colors. In that case, we will not allow taxis that are not painted in Abuja colors to operate here. So that this one chance will no longer be there, because no citizen will go and see Abuja, which is known, profiled, and abandon that vehicle and go ahead the vehicle, don't know who is the driver.
The owner of Abuja and chairman FCT Council of Chiefs, Alhaji Adamu Baba Yunusa, assures the minister of their support.
For the what we are doing, all we are backing all the traditional FCT. And any time that we need our attention, we are with you. We can't go back for you.
All the 17 graded chiefs in the FCT attended the meeting. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
Chairman Police Community Relations Committee, FCT, Command Rufus Ebegba, has tasked security agencies on the adoption of contemporary approaches to tackle the rising spate of insecurity, especially within the FCT and its environs. In a statement, the PCRC chairman, Rufus Ebegba, reacting to issues on how best to tackle insecurity and safeguard lives and property in the face of kidnappings, commended the police and other relevant security agencies for their alertness and efforts, which he said has led to arrest of several criminal masterminds and the release of kidnapped victims and hostages. The PCRC chairman also tasked relevant agencies to adopt contemporary apparatus to tackle the sudden burst of crime. He called on citizens to be awake to their responsibilities as everyone has a role to play. Still on security, the Nigerian Police Force FCT Command has paraded one Chinaza Philip Okoye and 3 others at large arrested in Kawu, Kaduna State for kidnapping in Garki 2, Abuja. Commissioner of Police FCT Haruna Garba, who paraded Philip alongside other kidnap and carjacking suspects, says the success is the result of the special intervention by the Inspector General of Police.
28-year-old Chinaza Philip was released on bail by a Kwali High Court in November 2023 for similar suspected criminal offenses. Barely 2 months after, Chinaza was rearrested after exchange of gunfire with police operatives in Kaduna State while rescuing a kidnapped victim, Shegun Akiyemi, whom they abducted in front of his house in Garki with his vehicle.
My friend drove into the compound and they asked the man for the key. The man gave them the key. Why Yellow took the man along was he needed to collect some money from him. So Yellow asked him, how much does he have in his account? The man first said it was 5 million. Then later on, he said it was 2 million. And Yellow now said, look, no problem. That is going to give him the money. But nobody is going to touch him, that we don't keep you, we are not kidnappers.
3 English pistols with 15 rounds of rifle ammunition and a said Hilux van were recovered from him. The victim who was in the vehicle was rescued unhurt.
Similarly, Mohammed Abel was arrested with a Mark IV rifle in Sauka village after residents of the community had informed the police of suspecting abnormality at a particular house. The Edo Police Division, in a cordon-off operation, rescued a kidnapped victim who had been reported abducted 3 days earlier in Sabon Lugbe after the suspects shot at his vehicle.
They told me before we left home. He told me that they are going to do kidnapping. Okay. He told me. I don't even get. He was the one that sent me 5,000 before I come. I don't have any option. I don't even know how much they have been pricing. I don't know. How do you feel now as this thing happened? I advise everybody to not implicate himself in this kind of a thing. I give advice because upon all these things, the keke that he plead me for, I don't see the keke. I see where I ran up my life.
This boils down to the issue of this saying, you see something, say something. It was through a community engagement. The spirited individuals saw movement of people in and out of the house and alerted the police.
Others paraded are Nnamdi Agu, who faked his own kidnap at the River Park estate to extort money from his brother, as well as car snatchers and armed robbers. In Abuja, Onnotu Yakubu, NTA News.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, says the gradual low power generation to the national grid is due to gas constraints to the thermal power plants. The development, TCN says, has impacted the quantity of bulk electricity available for transmission to distribution load centers nationwide. TCN, however, assures that it is working with stakeholders in the power sector to ensure that it continues to keep grid intact, improve gas supply to thermal plants, and ensure increase in electricity supply nationwide. Moving on, the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, is networking to upscale its enviable brand as Nigeria's global image maker that is committed to projecting the true African perspective globally. During a courtesy visit to the Minister of Foreign Affairs in Abuja, Director General of NTA, Abdulhamid Dembos, received the assurance of Foreign Affairs Minister Yusuf Tuga to assist in expanding NTA's presence worldwide. Garba Nata'ala completes the report.
Towards having wider coverage and content in the broadcast industry, NTA continues to forge the needed partnerships to provide excellent television service not only in the country and the continent, but across the world. This led the Director General, Saliu Abdulhamid Dembos, and his entourage on a visit to Nigeria's global image maker. The Foreign Affairs Minister, Yusuf Tuga, is delighted with the prospect of attracting hard-to-reach audiences for the national broadcaster.
There are no two organs or bodies of government that are more important to shaping the image of Nigeria and shaping its narratives than the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Nigeria Television Authority.
Yusuf Tuga identifies positive narratives to address misconceptions and make Nigeria's foreign policy impactful.
We need to work hand in hand so that we tell our own stories on the global stage.
And an avenue for further to promote and popularize the numerous activities and achievements of the government in various sectors. It will as well help to attract foreign direct investment.
Concerning NTA's offices in other countries that have been off-air, like in Egypt, Ghana, Kenya, Ethiopia, US, Canada, and the United Kingdom, Saliu Abdulhamid Dambo solicited more support to actualize the authorities' mandate.
We have to do the needful. And in order to do that, we have to partner with all stakeholders, especially a ministry like yours.
It is believed NTA is back to linear to enhance its services and serve as a diplomatic channel in projecting Nigeria to the outside world. In Abuja, Garba Muhammad Natala, NTA News.
Malama, Allah ki bani katin bulo na 1000.
Na 1000? Tam. To shikenan yanzu nan zaka ga alert. Me yake damun ka? Me aka maka kake wannan ihun malam?
Ba dole in ihu ba. Wannan malamar ce na ce ta bani katin gulo na 1000. Ta ce ta sa min katin 10,000. Ta ya zan iya biyan wannan?
Wannan ai garabasa gulo take yi. Idan ka saka 1000 za su rubanya maka shi domin ya koma 10,000. Shine muke kira 10 times airtime bonus.
Amma fa abun nan kai mamaki.
Abokina ka kwanta da hankalinka. Kaga wannan 10,000 gulo ne ta baka kyauta. That what me say na 10 times I will gulo give you. Times.
Kwarai kuwa kai ma za ka iya samun 10 times airtime bonus idan ka sai kati a layin Glo ɗinka. Sai sabon layin Glo.
Thanks for staying tuned. 18 female students of University of Abuja have cause to smile as Senators' Wives Association of Nigeria awards scholarship to support their educational pursuit. Isa Muhammad reports that the president of the association, Uloma Godswill Fabio, represented, says the 4-year scholarship covers 2023-2024 academic session.
In June 2023, Nigeria's First Lady, Oloremi Tinubu, unveiled her pet projects to empower women, youths, and children. The Senators' Wives Association of Nigeria leveraged on the initiative of the First Lady to launch its annual Tertiary Endowment Initiative at the University of Abuja. President of the association, Uloma Godswill Akpabio, notes that selection of the female students cut across the 6 geopolitical zones for fairness.
Improving the educational sector, which is complex and challenging, but essential for the future of any country.
We're going to give them an annual stipend of 150,000, which covers as their monthly stipend and living allowances. And we'll also be giving them 1 laptop and to also help them in their academic pursuit.
The Vice Chancellor, University of Abuja, Professor Abdulrashid Na'Allah, advises beneficiaries to utilize the opportunity by excelling in their academic pursuits.
What I just want to say is that to whom much is given,
much is expected. You know the problems of our country. We're a giant nation. We're a nation that has a lot of potentials. We're a nation that God has endowed.
Some of the beneficiaries who could not hide their joy expressed gratitude to the association and promised to be good ambassadors of the university and the nation. In Abuja, Isa Muhammad, NTA News.
Moving on, FCT Local Education Authority teachers have staged a peaceful protest over what they described as unsettled demands and non-payments of entitlements. Odiri Ogboru Arutere witnessed the protest at the Unity Fountain, Abuja.
Behind me are LEA teachers from the 6 area councils of the FCT chanting their cause.
The placards are clear on their demands. Many say they will not back out even though they are eager to return to their classrooms, but only when they receive positive answers.
From 2019 till date, we are being owed the sum of 25 months new minimum wage arrears for teachers in FCT, primary school teachers in FCT. When 40% peculiar allowance was also brought on the table and approved for civil servants in Nigeria, the primary school teachers in FCT up till date are left out. In our various LEAs across the 6 area councils of FCT, primary school teachers are being owed backlog of arrears, promotion arrears, even down to the normal annual increments that are supposed to be automatic. Teachers are being owed backlogs of such arrears.
The protesters appealed to all concerned stakeholders to come back to the drawing board and reform the administration of primary education in the country, being the foundation for all levels of education.
All what we are witnessing, leaving primary school education, the most important aspect of education, in the hands of local governments or area councils as we have it in FCT, is doing us no good as a nation. It is doing us no good as a nation. Therefore, we call on the federal government to do something quick about this.
No teacher, no nation. We have been disgraced and we want you to come to our aid. We are suffering.
They are saying the government should come to their aid by making the foundation a good one for Nigerian children for a better society. In Abuja, Odiri Ogboru Arutere, NTA News.
Residents of Chikakori, a community in the Buari Area Council of the FCT, have not relented in their agitation for a better living condition, especially the provision of good and accessible road network to reduce loss of lives of residents. To drive home the demand, members of the community staged a peaceful protest at the FCT Minister's office, appealing for his intervention. Aisha Uba Ali reports.
Chikakore community was in the news last year when NTA lost one of its staff, Salimota Idowu, who was crushed by a transit train while crossing the track. Salimota, residents of Chikakore, is one out of the many lives that they have lost in the community due to poor road network, especially during rainy season. Promises upon promises, the people of Chikakore have not been kept. Their hope, however, lies in the present minister of the FCT, Newsom Wiki, in whose antecedent they believe that he will look into the Chikakore road projects.
We have used our own money to put laterite on the road. We have used our money to bring graders and to start drainage work.
We have tried as a community. As my colleague earlier said, we come out, we contribute money. After the contribution, we execute what we can do.
It was alleged that for more than a decade, a contractor has held more than 7,000 Chikakore residents to ransom, pretending occasionally to be working on the road. Responding on behalf of the minister, the acting permanent secretary Udo Samuel Atang, who is also the director of operations, assured the residents of the minister's intervention, but also reminded them on the need to be more vigilant and report any suspicious security threats.
I'm also to assure you that every single thing, every single complaint you've laid here will be duly presented to the minister upon his arrival.
The residents say with good road network, the FCT administration will be able to achieve on its security mandates. In Abuja, Aisha Oba Ali, NTA News.
Your flight will be ready shortly, ma'am.
Thank you.
Breakfast in Paris.
Lunch in London. This could be you. And there's more. Hey, Mai, tell them more.
Of course. Now this is what I call a win. And this could be you too in the Globe Festival of Joy promo.
By recharging 50,000 Naira or more within a month, you could be among our 100 winners who will win business class tickets from Lagos to Paris to London. If you recharge 100,000 Naira or more in a month, you could be one of the many winners of a premium bungalow in Nigeria. The more you recharge, the more your chances to win.
How was your flight?
Delicious.
Glow Unlimited.
Talking sports now, the Abuja Metro High School Basketball League has kicked off with schools across the FCT participating. The league is targeted at grooming young adults who wish to excel academically while doing what is passionate to them in the game of basketball. Gideon Johanna witnessed the unveiling and brings us sights and sounds.
The key to succeed in the game of basketball is catching them young. Founder and proprietor of the Abuja Metro High School Basketball League, Shehu Mohammed said. He is, however, optimistic that more schools will enroll and tap from the rare privilege.
The marriage is between education and basketball, because whatever you do, we need to strengthen education. So that is why we marry it with the high schools. If you go to school, you have the relevant skills, we put you on the basketball side, and then you progress.
And then to use basketball as a convening platform to educate, to encourage and to motivate our high school adolescents to be the best they can be in life.
The league seeks to deliver engaging programs that promote education and leadership amongst others in line with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Participants were tactically engaged by professionals.
You got to catch them young, you know what I'm saying, like grassroots basketball. And this is grassroots because some of these guys are in secondary school, I'm sure. They learn the game early, you know what I mean, and have a place to go to play basketball during weekends or whenever this league is going to hold. It's a safe place for them to be.
In the maiden edition, no fewer than 10 schools are participating, with others filing documentation. Amidst the show of interest, some participants lauded the initiative.
It's like I really love what I'm seeing here because it's just showing me that it's just improving my love for basketball, taking me to greater heights in basketball.
I started playing football, but I went to basketball because I had a dream for it and I had a passion because I have to groom myself, a lot of practice, and I thank my coach for letting me.
With more than 200 participants in camp, organizers call for partnership and support from well-meaning individuals as the future of the nation lies in the hands of the younger generation. In Abuja, Gideon Johanna, NTA News.
Up next is Sports Brief.
With all now set for the round of 16 knockout games in the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire and the Super Eagles of Nigeria facing the indomitable Lions of Cameroon on Saturday, Minister of Sports Senator John Eno, in a Zoom meeting with the team, inspired and cheered the team with President Tinubu's message as well as the mood from teaming Nigerian supporters back home.
one of the things, the main reason that made me think that I should have this call with you is the chance meeting I had with Mr. President yesterday. I went to the villa for something else, and the president cornered me and said, we just managed to qualify, John. I said, Your Excellency, that's how we're going to keep going until we win the tournament. And he said, tell our players that I wasn't too impressed in their last match. But I know that now that they're off the group stages, I know they're going to impress me more and more. That's what the president told me. And what did I pick out of this? What it means that the president is actually watching your matches. Would you believe this? The president is actually watching the matches that you are playing. And the president is urging you and also showing an understanding of the game, that he knows that there was a lot of cautiousness at the group stages, and that he knows that from the round of 16, that they are going to be more and more impressive.
Senator Eno emphasized that winning for the country means a lot, urging them to remain focused at this critical time of the tournament. Meanwhile, AFCON host Cote d'Ivoire, in a twist of fate, finally made it to the last 16 after Zambia's loss to Morocco favored the Ivorians. 16 teams have now been eliminated, leaving 16 to continue with the journey to becoming the next African champions. Still on football, and in a related development, Nigeria's Super Falcons will take the indomitable Lionesses of Cameroon in a CAF Women Olympic qualifying tournament. Third round, Nigeria will host the first leg on February 19 before playing away on February 28, 2024 in Cameroon. With Sports Brief, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
Thank you very much for watching the news at 7 p.m. on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. Good evening.